Something really big has arrived here at the ToolsToday shop, just getting it unloaded off the flatbed trailer and getting it loaded into the shop. We set this down on some casters that were rated at 1,100 pounds a piece. This machine is only about 2,500 pounds, but we ran into a bit of an issue here. These casters just completely bent, so we had to come up with another solution to move this thing around. Luckily, we had 2 pallet jacks here, and so we ended up sliding one under each end and then picking it up that way, and then when we do turns, we just have to kind of set it down and pick it up a couple different times, and that actually ended up working out perfectly. So we were able to get that moved the rest of the way through the shop and with relative ease, so that was really nice. Now it's time to start unwrapping it. So we have here a CAMaster Panther CNC machine, and this thing is an absolute beast. It's a 4x8 CNC. These are all the different accessories for it. We got everything all pulled off, and unfortunately this was 1.5 inches too wide to fit through our doorway here where we needed it to go. So we had to pull off the door frame and then remove a 2x4 to give enough clearance to get the actual machine in. This was all made easy and didn't take too much time to do. So we got that door frame all modified. And now we can bring the machine in. You can see just how close it is to hitting the top right there, and then how close it is here on the sides. So it was a tight squeeze, but we managed to make it work with just taking off that 1 2x4. So we got it moved into place and then set down. So now this machine is ready to begin getting set up, and it's just awesome to sit here and look at this thing. This thing is just huge, and it's extremely well built. But let's get the thing set up. So I was going to level the feet, but somehow, I'm not sure how this happened.
It's perfectly level.
It was at this point that I was thinking that maybe I should buy a lottery ticket, because that absolutely never happens, especially on the uneven floors here in the shop. But now we need to get air to the machine, so we're going to use the SST MegaFlow. This is going to clean the air that we have going to the machine and then also dry the air as well. This will be a nice protection for the machine. You don't want dirty or wet air going into that and potentially ruining something. So we got that all set up and then connected it to the machine itself. As soon as we plugged that in, some of the pneumatically powered stuff started moving, so that was really cool. So the computer's included in there as well, so we'll get that all set up, get everything plugged into the machine itself, and then get the machine turned on for the first time. We'll load up the screen. This CNC runs on Centroid control software, and we can get it moved around. So it was crazy to see this thing. It's a rack and pinion gears on the x-axis and the y-axis. The z-axis is ball screw driven. Moving this thing around for the first time was just crazy to see at 1,800 inches per minute for its rapid speed, and then 1,100 inches per minute for its cut speed. So a really, really quick machine. So now that that is all set up, we can continue adding things to this to get everything to function. For that, we're going to start with the black box Hurricane vacuum. This is what's going to run the vacuum table on the machine itself. So there is an inline filter that we will also install just to make sure that the air going in there is nice and clean from the dust that's in the area. We got everything all plumbed up, and the vacuum is now hooked up. We can start to test it. In the first test that I'm doing here, I have no gasket in here at all. I just put a 4x4 sheet of plywood on there and sucked it down using 2 of the 4 pumps on the Hurricane and could not pull it off even without a gasket. So then I put on a full 4x8 sheet and then opened up all 4 zones. Using just 2 of the pumps, it held down really nicely and I was unable to move it at all. And then with all 4 on, it's just insane and holding it extremely well. So this will be a really nice, powerful vacuum for this vacuum bed. With the vacuum table vac all hooked up, I need to install another vac. So this is a dust collector that we need to install before we do the wasteboard, as the fiberboard produces a ton of dust and I don't want that just flying all around the shop. So we got the vacuum hose all run around, have it sitting on the table, and now we need to get it attached to the dust boot on the CNC. So I'll use this to kind of judge my length here and then just cut that off and install that, clamping it down. So now that we have that, I attached a bungee cord to the top of the rafters on the roof, and I'm able to move the entire machine around without the dust hose binding at all. So that was really nice, and we were able to get all of that set. So now that that's done, we can put the wasteboard on. I'm using ULDF for this, which is ultra light density fiberboard, similar to MDF, just lighter and more porous, to be able to pull a better vacuum through. So I use the pop-up pins to locate this and get those put back down, and we'll get everything ready for surfacing this. So I'm using a RC-2255 3-wing insert carbide flattening bit to surface this ULDF. And so basically there is a glue layer on the top and bottom that we just need to surface off. That way it can more easily pull a vacuum through it, holding your pieces through the actual wasteboard. So we'll go over and we'll pick that up, and then bring it up to the front, get it started, and then we'll begin cutting on the wasteboard itself. So I'm just using those marks there to determine that I have gotten all of the top surface off, and this just kind of shows progress. So the dust boot on this is able to be raised and lowered so that you can check on the bit, or for our purposes, for filming. So we got that all cleaned up on side one. We flip that over. We're just relocating that against the pop-up pins. Then we'll get the second side done as well. Now we'll be able to pull a really nice vacuum through this. Once this is all done, I'm easily holding a 2 foot by 3 foot sheet of 1/4 inch plywood without any problems. It doesn't even slide on there. So now we're going to run it through our first test using multiple bits. This is a 1/2 inch downcut bit and then a 1/2 inch compression bit. I'm using some 1.5 inch thick HDU foam at 20 pounds. But before we get to that, we need to set the offsets of the bit. So essentially the offsets are just the difference in height between the two bits. So it takes bit 1, goes over, touches off, takes bit 2, goes over, touches off, and now it knows the difference in height between those bits. So you can see here we have those heights all set. The material is then loaded onto the machine. We'll use the pop-up pins again to locate that and make sure that we get everything set in the proper position. So then I will use a tool length sensor to touch off the top, so that way we can get those bits in the correct position. So this will set the Z0 position for bit 1, and because we did those offsets, the machine knows the difference in height between the two bits, so it will be an accurate cut on both of those. So we'll begin cutting here. We're just using a downcut bit to add a little lip right here. The downcut action leaves a nice clean top surface, which is exactly what we want here. We'll switch out for the 1/2 inch compression bit. The compression bit has both an upcut and downcut portion of the bit, so it'll leave a nice clean surface on the top and bottom side of the material, as long as that first pass is below the upcut portion of the bit. This HDU does a really nice job creating big chips instead of just turning into dust like a lot of this foam board can. But the machine absolutely plowed through this. I was going at over 400 inches a minute at a 3/4 inch depth per cut, and it absolutely handled it just fine. The vacuum table held really nice as well. We get all of our pieces pulled up, and we have our submarine cut out here. And I'm really impressed with this machine so far. It's an absolute beast, and this produced a really nice result here, and I couldn't ask for a whole lot more. I'm really excited to continue using this. Be sure to check out all of the tools used here available on our website. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a great day, everyone. If you love this type of content, be sure to subscribe right over here and click right over here for more great videos.